Hello, and what a great day to sew something wonderful. I'm Kia with Kia B, and I am so excited to be back with you today. I've got you pushed out a little bit farther. Usually I sit about right here at my desk, but I kind of felt like standing today. I have a lot to show, so I felt like I needed to be able to move around. So you're getting like, you know, my long arm and project wall of like, these are things that are unfinished. That's okay, right? We're all crafters. We all get it and understand. It has been a couple of weeks since I've been here. I actually should be coming to you with that kind of like designer thing that I've been doing, where I show you like my collection of what I have of a specific designer. So far, I have done Prairie Schooler and I've done Blackbird. And so I should be coming to you with that, but I have so much to show. I wanted to go and do a normal Flosstube and then maybe get back on track next week with one of those style of videos. I appreciate the feedback on those. I have really enjoyed doing that. I like pulling out everything I have from one designer as far as like whips and charts too that I still haven't kitted, or kits that I have, those things like that. I really enjoyed that style of video. It causes me to pull things out that I forget I have. And so that's really fun and inspiring for me. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I apologize for a little bit of raspiness, and I'm sure a little bit of coughing. I think I'm on the mend now, but last week we were all just hit with that gross whatever is happening. So we will muster through it, and it'll be great. I hope you all are having a wonderful beginning to your Christmas season. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, because I don't think I've been here since Thanksgiving. We had a lovely time. We spent time as a family, and it was a great, just relaxing weekend. I did a gift exchange over the weekend with some friends over Zoom, and that was a ton of fun. And then we did, my family does an annual trip to Brown County, Indiana, where all the girls in our family rent a home for the weekend. Excuse me. This was our 25th year doing that, and it was a ton of fun. We got to participate in some German dance club randomly. It was a lot of fun. This is, if you've ever been to, or if you've never been to Brown County, Indiana, it's also Nashville is the town, Brown is the county. But it's a small little town, and they have a bunch of cute little shops and things like that. And then they do like a Christmas festival the weekend that we're there. And then they do a toy parade where you line up. Like, they have a parade that comes through, but everybody who attends the parade will like hand people toys. So I didn't explain that very well. So it's a normal parade, but it's at night, so it's Christmas lights. And me as the attendee, I would bring a toy, and as the parade goes by, I can hand it to someone, and then they collect all the toys at the end for a foundation that's down there. So a lot of fun. I don't know, it was a lot of fun to get away with our family. So with all of that being said, let's jump into some whips. I worked just a small little bit on 2 whips. I had another larger project that I'll talk about in a little bit, but I've just pulled these out. This one I am determined to finish this season. This has been in my whip pile for far too long, and it was gifted to me by a super generous, very loving friend. This is Joy and Good Cheer, and by With Thy Needle and Thread. And let me tell you all of the information about it. Let me see here. Let's see. I started this in November of last year, so it's just been over a year. It is 46 count peanut by Stitch Me, and here is my progress so far. I didn't bring up my iPad to show you where I was before. So before, I only had the word good, and then I had most of this here. I did not. I had the word good. I had this wreath done with this bird, and I had just started this basket. So I didn't have the snowman in there or the little tree, and I did not have the house done or cheer. So the weekend I was in Brown County was Jingle Ball weekend. And so last year I didn't even, Jingle Ball was not even on my radar because I was like, it's the weekend, I'm away, I'm not going to be able to do it anyway. But this year I did. I was like, you know what, I'm going to join when I can. And so we had terrible reception, so I didn't get to join until I got home on Sunday. But then most of the day Sunday, I was able to hop in and out. That was the weekend I was really sick. And so I would like hop on for a while and then just get to feeling crummy. So I'd lay down for a little while and then get up. Anyway, so with all of that being said, that's where I put in the snowman, the tree, and then I got this house done Sunday evening while we were on Jingle Ball, which was super fun. It was good to be able to, I don't know, just connect with others that you like want to Zoom with and you haven't been able to. So that was a lot of fun. I do believe I'm doing, I only have one substitution. So I'm doing all the called for colors except for one substitution. Classic Colorworks Hickory Sticks. We switched for charcoal. And I believe that's because the person that gifted me this had called the shop and said, can you kit this and give it to her? And they were out of hickory sticks. So they changed it to charcoal, but that's totally fine. I still really enjoy it. So there is my progress on that. I am determined to have a finish on this before the season is over. I would love it out of my whip pile. Everyone else is done with theirs except for me. I think everyone else. So that is a whip that I was working on. The next one, you guys have been messaging me and emailing me like crazy over this one. And I will put out a color conversion. I will tell you, I'm not very good at color conversions, you guys. And this chart is really difficult because it's a free pattern. I will show you what a typical page looks like. So I'll just show you the corner where I am. So this is, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is Jouer Noel by Susan Ake. And it is a free pattern that you can get from Aurifil. And you can download it. So this is this is just a zoomed in picture of what the pattern will look like. Very bright Christmas, like traditional Christmas colors, very bright. That yellow is quite bright. So Susan wrote this pattern for Aurifil. So it's all called for Aurifil threads. So if you guys have watched this channel before, you know I've had like 3 restarts on this. Because first I didn't love the fabric. Then I didn't love, because I started this back in 2020. So this was my Christmas Eve start in 2020. So first I didn't love the fabric. Then I wasn't loving something else about it. And then I decided, I changed to a different fabric and some of the colors weren't showing up. And I just decided I think it's the threads. I'm not loving all the bright colors of threads. So I scrapped them all and restarted it this year and I'm loving it. So here is where I'm at. I think this is the one I said last time I filmed that I've been having a love affair with because I was supposed to be working on some other things and I was working on my Thanksgiving piece, which I didn't pull. That's okay. Let me see if they're in this basket back here. Yes, it is. Okay, that way I have it to show you as well. So I was supposed to be working on my Thanksgiving piece and I just couldn't put this down. So I did put it down. This is all I've gotten done with it so far. The lighting where I'm standing is not very good. Here we go. This fabric is a green and then I chose to prim the colors like a lot. So here is the problem with me sharing a color conversion. I don't mind to at all. I am no expert whatsoever. I just choose I just choose colors that I enjoy. The way the pattern is written, the way the PDF is, let me show you. I'll just show you this bottom corner where I'm at. So I almost have this page finished. I just have to finish this goose up here. Okay, so here's the colors and they're written, but there's no symbols. So see how there's 4 different greens? There are no symbols, which you think, oh, those are 4 pretty distinct, different greens. They are until you look at the chart. And so it's really difficult to know, is this the brighter green or the lighter green or the darker green? So what I've done is I've gone through and, like, you can see I've scribbled them out multiple times, pointing to this is going to be this color, that's going to be that color. Because once I establish what these are on the outside, it's going to be the same for the rest of the chart. Once I decide, you know, there's only one dark brown, so I knew what color he was going to be. Once I decide, you know, like they do repeat. If you look at that picture, all of the outsides of these are the same color, just trying to establish and remember what those colors are. So I have not been responding to the messages and emails yet because I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. I think I will probably just say, our fill calls for this, I switched it to anchor for this. And a lot of people thought that these type of clothespins were a really good idea. So I unspooled all of my anchor and put them on these. And I have really been enjoying this as far as like space in a project bag over the anchor spools, because they're the wide spools. And so I've been enjoying that. This is a 46 count Willow by Bee Stitch Me. So it is a green tinge to it. Here it is up against white paper. Yeah, so you can definitely see it has a green tinge to it. But I'm loving this project. I think it's turning out super cute. I was administering Blue Book exams my last day of class for our homeschool group, and I got just this part done here, and I just thought, oh, I'm never gonna be able to put this away. So that's where I'm at on that. So all that to say, I am happy to share a color conversion. Just know that the way the chart is written, there are no symbols for the colors. So you'll just have to go in like I did and mark where you want certain colors. Okay, let me get this put away so I don't lose anything. Did I put the red back in there? No, it's right here. Okay, so I'm loving that. And then I keep a basket under my desk of things I need to show next time I film. And this was in there. So this was my Thanksgiving project that I worked on Thanksgiving week. This is Autumn Harvest Sampler by Kathy Barrick. And I did not, because I was working on another thing, I did not get a ton of stitches in here. So this was my Thanksgiving start last year. I was gifted this chart. And so I started this last year on Thanksgiving and loved it. Now, it doesn't look like I made much progress at all, but I will tell you why, because the quilt at the bottom is very, very dense. So last time I had this done, I did not have all the quilt squares done, and I definitely didn't have their fill in. So this block here is full coverage. Okay, I won't film here again because this is really dark over here. So that is all full coverage. And then the flowers up the side, I had to finish maybe the bird, and then maybe that was it. Because it is pretty dense work, but it looks beautiful. So I am now to where I can start these letters, do the fence, and work my way up. But this is gonna go away for a little while. I love this piece, and Kathy was so generous to send it to me. And it was one of those pieces where I saw it. I had seen it online and thought, oh, that's really cute. That would make a cute Thanksgiving start, but like it didn't grab my attention. And then I saw it at Always in Stitches as a completed model when Liz and I were there, actually. And I was like, oh my word, I need to have that. That's really, really cute. So I'm glad to have it. Okay, so for my trip, I wanted obviously to take stitching because it's just us moms, us girls. And so it's a lot of like, we try to relax a lot, and like we used to like take food and we would cook and for each other and all the things. And we've just decided now, like, why? Let's just eat out or order food in. And so there's like a local pizza place we will order from, all the things. So all of that to say, I wanted to take stitching, and I could like take my you know, my, I have several vessels to hold all my stitching stuff as I travel, but wouldn't it be fun to have like a Christmas one? So I don't collect Christmas tins by any means, but I have a couple that have either like been gifted from neighbors or whatever. And I have this one from Walker's that I just thought was so cute. And so it's just one of the metal cookie tins. And I thought, wouldn't it be cute if I just turned that into a little stitching bin? So that's exactly what I did one morning before I left. And I will show you. This is some wrapping paper. This is the lid. This is some wrapping paper that Liz had wrapped my gift in last year for Christmas. So I cut that apart and did that. I put some fabric in the bottom and then trimmed it with lace and some chenille. And then I just put some little, everything's gonna fall out like that. I grouped together some ephemera that I thought was super cute, threw that in there just for a cute factor, I guess. Now, because it's metal, these anything that you have that's magnet will stick to that. So that's lovely to have some of those in there. I got these tiny little scissors. They came with these, and I can. So it came with 2 pairs. This is 1 pair, and when I tell you that they are heavy duty scissors, they are very nice quality for what I paid for them. They even like came with their own thing. Okay, here's another pair that I plan on gifting, and they are heavy. I can't very well hand it to you, can I? But they are very heavy. I paid $11 for both pairs on Amazon. So, I was just looking for some small scissors and I found those. So, and I put just a little, Dritz tomato pin cushion on there, a counting pin. And this is from the Alabama girls from StitchCon. They put it on a little key ring with some floss drops. So that's in there. Of course, I have some chapstick always. I have a thimble just in case. I have been, I guess maybe because my hands are so dry, Brenda and Laura talked about their hands this week. And Laura was having some, which one was having, anyway, one of them was having some hand issues with silk and it's snagging. And I have hand issues where my hands are just so dry. A needle, when I go to like push on a needle, if I'm bearing a thread and it's got some tension on it, I will just poke right through my finger and I hate it. I bought some of these wooden things that they unscrew and your needles go inside. So that's in there with some of my favorite needles. And then just a little Christmas pin for marking if I need it. So, oh, and then a screwdriver because I work in wooden hoops typically. I need a screwdriver to tighten those. So just a little cookie tin that I've had for several years now that somebody gave me cookies in, and I just throw it in our pantry during the holiday season for some decoration. And there's a little Christmas tin, or a little sewing tin, sorry. Okay, let's go to, okay, I want to talk about what I did yesterday. So yesterday, I have been planning for about a month and a half. We are a part of a larger homeschool group, and about a year ago, maybe it was 2 years, it was about a year ago, I was working on some stitching during lunch. I think I was working on a commission piece, or maybe it was a model for a designer, and I had to get work done. So I was working on it during lunch, and several of the moms thought, oh my gosh, that would be fun as like a winter craft. And they had asked me to do it then, and I didn't. And so this year I planned a Christmas pajamas, cocoa, and cross stitch. And so I had a dozen moms sign up to come. And it filled my heart so much to have that many women and be able to host them in our home. If you know me in my personal life, hosting is one of my very favorite things to do in the entire world. I love to host. We do not have the nicest home in the world. I have children. We're a family. We live in our home. It is not picturesque. But I make the most of what we have, and I love to host. And so it filled my heart so much yesterday to have 12 moms come in. And I chose a pattern for them. And then Sweet Susan from Sweet Wing Studio. We call her Sue Sweet. She sat at our StitchCon table this year. Sue Sweet, I reached out to her and I said, hey, do you have this pattern as a PDF? I would like to buy 12 of them so I can print them off and use these in the kits. And she said, absolutely not. I love that you're passing on the joy of stitching. Let me send these to you. And so I just thought that was the most generous thing. So she sent one for everyone. This is Let Us Adore Him by Sweet Wing Studio. Now, because these are first-time stitchers, I chose not to do dark fabric. I chose to give them Vintage Country Mocha. I taught them the difference between the dyed side, and which is actually printed, but the variegated side and then the plain side. I started them all on 20 count Aida, so they didn't know the difference. And gave them, I bought them all DMC. So I gave them a little kit, all of that to say, I used one of these like Amazon project bags. I gave them each a hoop, these tiny pair of scissors that we all love. And I put in there, just in case you're like, oh, I'd love to do something like this. So a hoop, the tiny pair of scissors, a piece of Vintage Country Mocha that was cut to size. And I even put a pencil dot where they were going to take their first stitch, because I knew I needed to simplify things for that many moms coming over. They got their pattern, and then I bought these adorable Christmas gift tags. I got 120 of them for like $6 on Amazon. All you have to do is search Christmas gift tags. And I punched holes in them and hung their DMC for them and wrote the number on the back. So that's what they got in their kit. And then I had started to do some pre-stitching so that they could see like here's where we're headed. And so I started, let me put something behind this. I started some pre-stitching to show them where we were headed. So I started them all here. You can see the pencil mark that I've done for myself, just so we could all have the same thing. That pencil mark, especially on Vintage Country Mocha, will erase right off. I'm not concerned about it at all. I started them here and showed them how to railroad a little bit back and forth, because this is 2 stitches wide, and then, you know, plan out your colors and your next stitches and things like that. It was an absolutely wonderful time. I scheduled it from 9:30 to noon. People trickled in till about 10:15, so we probably didn't even get started stitching until about 11. And I had moms here until about 2:30. So it was a lot of fun. I baked up a storm. I made all the things that I would normally bake for people at our home, like no bakes and oatmeal butterscotch cookies. And I did a Chex Mix that a friend gave us a recipe for. I did hot cocoa in the crock pot. And so all of this to say, if you have friends in your life that show interest, have them over. Have them over, teach them to put some stitches in, and just plan a little something like that. I shared with them kind of the homeschooling aspect of cross stitch and marking samplers. And so that was a lot of fun to be able to go through with them, because we're homeschool parents. And so that stuff is kind of intriguing to us. I got to share with them like a little bit of history of cross stitch as well. I showed them some of my sampler and antique needlework magazines. This one is all about scissors. This one is all about thimbles. So I showed them some of those things. I probably geeked out a little too much, but I got several text messages last night that they were all at home working on their things. I shared with them, and I thought I would share with you again, Liz, for my birthday this year, gifted me an original sampler. And when she did it, I almost cried. Just how beautiful and how thoughtful this is. She knew this was a dream of mine. And so I got to share with them about Marianne Godfrey and the beauty that is original samplers. And we laughed because only about every 3rd word can you read on her sampler. But if you'll notice the squiggles, we joked about how when we ask our kids at home to do copy work, you know, like when they're first starting their first word, it looks so nice. And by the time they get here, she didn't even finish this word here. She just then put a ton of squiggles to like, yeah, this sentence keeps on going. And yeah, this one keeps on going. So the moms had a good kick out of that. So all of that to say, it was a really lovely, lovely time. Okay, that is that. So let me put this out of the way. This hangs over on a project wall all year round so that nothing happens to it. I was a part of a Christmas exchange that we drew names for back in June, and we finally got to do our exchange the Sunday after Thanksgiving. And Miss Holly Neal got me, and I got Teresa, which is Garden Goose Stitcher. And if you want to see, I stitched her Plum Street. Nope. Oh, it's in my head now. Oh, I cannot think of the name of it. Something about a chicken coop. Anyway, it's basically like a Christmas decorated chicken coop. And I gifted that to her. I stitched that and gifted that to her and some other things. So if you want to see that, you can head over to her channel and watch her Flosstube. She showed that. But Holly Neal got me, and I wanted to share with you some of the handmade things she gave me. This bag, I will show you. Let me move other things out of the way. So this is a beautiful Hands Across the Sea sampler bag. It's stunning. This was part of my gift, and so I threw everything in there. There are some other hats things in there. Holly's like, it is my goal to make you love hats. And little did she know I was already loving them from the get-go anyway. But this is just a beautiful bag. So I threw everything down in there, and I won't show you everything, but she is very, very generous. But you guys, look at this ornament that she made me. This is a no-sew fabric star, and it's beautiful. She picked some of her favorite fabrics, and the way you fold and iron it makes this star, and then she put a hanger in there so I can hang it on my tree. I've been waiting to show you. So the bag is full, haven't emptied any of it, and I cannot wait to hang that. And then you guys, she left me notes. So we opened this on Zoom, and one person went at a time. And as I would like open a thing, there was a note attached, and this note said, I lovingly stitched this on 46 count and fell in love with it. So she's now a 46 count stitcher as well. This is Love and Joy Come to You. And this eyelash stuff is so beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful. And this floss is some of the Vicki Clayton silks that we hand dyed when we were at Holly's house over the summer. And so is that not gorgeous? And then there's some very plush velvet on the back. Isn't it gorgeous? So I want to think of maybe like a little fabric scrappy heart or something I can put on the back and write with a fabric marker like from Holly Neal 2023 or something like that, so that I know. I have been not burdened. I have been thinking a lot lately about how I need to be marking my things so I know why I did them, who I did them for, who gifted them to me, things like that. So I just think this is stunning. And she does a fantastic pillow. It's very well done. So that is a beautiful gift from her. Okay, and then I was gonna put these on before I started and I didn't, but these are the cutest little earrings, and they're tiny little scissors. She gifted those to me too. Let me put those on. Okay, so we had the best time doing, oh, I have one other thing I wanted to show you that is so cool that she gifted me. Now I can't get these in. Look at this beautiful. Have you ever watched, is it painful to watch someone put in earrings? I'll put in one for the moment. Look at this. This was in my gift from her. It is a spool of velvet trim. Is that not beautiful? I said I will never use this. It will never come undone, ever. And then I thought maybe it will come undone. Maybe I will use it, because how cute would a 56 count band sampler look around each of these? So that is also from Holly. She says she has the same one and she's like, I have no intentions of using it because it's so pretty. So gorgeous. Okay, let me put this other earring in and then I will show you. I got one more gift and then I'll show you some haul. While I do that, let's talk about 12 by 12. I put out a video about 12 by 12. I have drawn winners. I will be mailing out, I'm looking at all the magazines right now. I will be mailing out all the winners magazines very soon. I have been working on 12 by 12 plans for the actual day of. I heard some feedback from Jingle Ball of some things that people would like to see happen in 12 by 12, like whip speed dating. That will not be happening, but two very enthusiastic people wanted to make that happen. Listen, I'm gonna leave whip speed dating up to the experts like Lindy Stitches, because she's just phenomenal. Stephanie Webb is amazing. But I have got some fun ideas for the actual day. So if you don't know what 12 by 12 is, it is a project I started a few years ago, back in 2020, I believe, where I'm 36 years old. I don't do anything on New Year's Eve. My husband works, so the kids and I just they play video games and I kind of cross stitch. So I thought it would be fun to like plan something for myself. So I started to do 12 projects in 12 hours. So I would start a new project every hour. And it leaves you with the tiniest starts, but it gets 12 projects started. And then that first year I had set a goal for myself that I wouldn't start anything new. So in like 2021, I would have no new starts. That 12 was my only 12. If I wanted a new start, I had to save it for the next 12 by 12. And that worked really well. I'm thinking about doing that again this year. I'm not 100% sure. So I have a whole video dedicated to it. You can look on our channel. It's just New Year's Eve 12 by 12 2023. So it's a lot of fun. I would love for you to join. I have some fun things planned. I'll go live on Instagram several times throughout the day, but we start at 12 noon and go to 12 midnight. So with all of that being said, how about, okay, this is the Carols of Christmas. This was gifted to me by a very sweet friend who sent it to just our little group of friends. And we have been doing these daily devotions. And the first week has been Oh Holy Night. Today starts a new one that is the night before the night of the dear Savior's birth. So it's gonna take, let me show you. So it takes the words Oh Holy Night and it gives you the back history of this carol. And it goes through so much information. My little guy and I have been sitting and reading this out loud every day, and it's been so informative and just amazing. And then we listen to the carol before we wrap up. So it's just a phenomenal little study. It's great. It's very informative. It has a lot of information just to kind of keep our Christ-centered mind during the holiday. So that's a great one if you want to pick that up. It is not too late. I picked this up. My friend, Carissa, who I taught to stitch last year, she lives very close to me. She was visiting, I don't remember what shop she was at, but it was somewhere near Chicago, and she picked this up for me. So this is, This I Know. I thought that was beautiful. I put this in here. So I have an old hymnal that for paper crafting and like my planner and stuff, I like to pull hymns out so that I just kind of keep that sort of thing at the front of my mind. And I pulled out Go Tell It on a Mountain because I will somehow do some sort of finish, but Heartstring Sampler Jingle Ball this year had a Go Tell It on the Mountain. And so I purchased that and I wanted to tell you about that. So, because I didn't print it out. So I will include this in some sort of finish. I finally bought myself the Sampler and Antique Needlework complete collection from 91 to 2015. And you guys, I've only made it through the first, there are 86 documents, 86 issues, I think, in this. I've only made it through the first like 25. So this is a magazine. I showed you that I went through this with the girls yesterday. This is a quarterly magazine that used to come out by Just Cross Stitch. And I would love to actually own the physical copies, but I bought the DVD because all of my 12 by 12 starts are going to come from these magazines. And so I've been wading my way through those, trying to pick some. So that's a phenomenal resource. Sorry, my nose is going to run now that I'm upstairs and in the cold. Okay, I got my Be Stitch Me fabric this month. I get 46 count. Brandy is amazing. She's just a phenomenal person and she's a great dyer. So this is 46 count macchiato. I'm not even gonna bother because the lighting is so bad. It is a true neutral with beautiful variegation in it. So it looks like the top of a macchiato. Okay, and then the silks I get added on to her club are beautiful as well. And these are very, very fall-like. So we have almond and cider. And this one is milk chocolate, so it is a brown. It's coming off purple. I'm telling you, the lighting is horrible. Okay, remind me that I never want to film like this again. Moss. And this one is Guardian. So those will go, actually, since I'm standing here, they'll go right into my floss drawer. Okay, the last thing I have to show you was my only Black Friday purchase. Liz, as you guys know, if you have watched her channel, she has gotten lost down a rabbit hole, and it's amazing. And I'm super supportive of her for this because she loves it so very, very much. There are not a lot of these type of kits that really speak to me. I don't love them except for the Christmas Village things. And so what I'm talking about is this. This was on sale on Amazon on Black Friday for $20. So this is a Dimensions Gold collection, and this one is Holiday Village. And I like, let me take the picture out so there's no glare. So Liz said, if you buy that, I already have it. Let's sell it together. So she and I are, I think this week, gonna start this. But like I said, Dimensions kits, really, they don't have a hold on me. They have a death grip on Liz. And I love that for her because she's loving it so much. In fact, like her 12 by 12 plans have all to do with Dimensions and like all like Dimensions kits. And so I love this for her. Nothing really speaks to me except for the Christmas ones. I've shown before that one of my Christmas whips are the little village ornaments that she's been working on as well. And so has Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, and so has her mother. And so it's been really fun. So I purchased this for $20 on Black Friday. And it comes with everything you need for said project. But my goal today maybe, especially if we're gonna start it this week, is to get through this monstrosity. This is how it comes. So all I did was take it out and put it in here. So I need to get that all together and figured out because it is quite the mess. So with all of that being said, how much Christmas shopping do you have done? Nathan and I are 100% done. We've not wrapped anything, but we're 100% done. You know, when your kids are this age, I say this every year, I think this is like my favorite year. I think this is my favorite year. No, I think this is my favorite year. And so the older they're getting, the more bittersweet it is because I love this Christmas season. You know, they're 13, 11, and 8. And I did not think I would get emotional about this, but the older they get, right? Like the more it's like, oh, I love this stage of Christmas. But then it's bittersweet because I'm like, my 13-year-old, like how many Christmases do we have left where it's like this? You know, the older they get, the less Christmases you have with them still living in your home. And so, yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to that. We are being very intentional about our time. The boys and I are having such a great season, and I don't know, it's been great to shift our focus. So I hope that you are enjoying the season as well. You know, sometimes the season can be sad for one reason or another. It can be really stressful and people can really struggle. Whatever this season looks like for you, I hope that you find some sort of joy in it. Shift your focus to where that joy lies. You know, if that is a Christ-centered joy, then shift your focus to that and not all the hustle and bustle and financial responsibility of Christmas. If your joy is in family time, shift your focus to have more family time. If your joy, you know, wherever your joy lies, in whatever capacity that you can make it through this season, and whatever emotions this season stirs up, find your joy in that. So, okay, off of my soapbox, but thank you all so much for joining me in the hive today. I appreciate it. I appreciate the flexibility of standing up versus walking around. Yeah, but thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great week.